I offer my humble pranam at the lotus feet of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome to video lecture on microcontroller and embedded system laboratory. In this lecture, I'm going to explain how to interface DAC to LPC2148 microcontroller and then how to generate a triangular and square waveforms. And one more very important thing is I'm going to introduce the one more very important register called pin select register. In the previous lecture, already explained about four important registers, that is IO direction, IO set, IO clear, and IO pin. We know that all are 32-bit registers. Therefore, if you want to interface any external devices with your microcontroller, so we need those registers. So those registers are part of GPIO block. Okay, if you go for LPC2148 microcontroller, we have two important blocks called GPIO0 and GPIO1. Under GPIO0, we know that we have IO direction 0, IO set 0, IO clear 0, and IO pin 0. In the same manner, if you go for a GPIO1 block, there we can able to find IO direction 1, IO set 1, IO clear 1, and IO pin 1. Therefore, if you want to control any external devices, or if you want to get the status from the external devices like input devices, okay, or if you want to control the direction of data flow, then we have to go for those registers. Okay, actually whatever the things I have discussed in the previous video, in that I am using that registers. And here we have one more very important register called pin select register. Pin select register, it is a part of pin connect block. It's a PCB. There will be a block called pin connect block, just like your GPIO block. So what is the purpose of using this pin select register? We have three registers: pin select 0, pin select 1, pin select 2, and the size of each register is 32-bit. Okay, it's a 32-bit register. And we know that if you go for LPC2148 microcontroller, we have two important ports. We have two important ports, which are those P0 and P1. Port 0 and port 1. So we know that under port 0, we have 32 lines, 32 pins. Under port 1, we have once again 32 pins, but out of 32 pins, the first 16 pins are reserved. That is P1.0 to P1.15 is reserved. But the rest of the bits are used, available to the program. Now, the one more thing is, here, assume this is one pin. Okay, I can able to use this single pin for four different purposes. For that, we can call it as multiplexing. What is multiplexing? We can able to use the single resource, same resources for different purpose. Also same thing. Just we have one pin. I can able to use this pin for four different purposes. Say for example, I can able to use this pin as a GPIO, general purpose input output, or I can able to use this pin as AD0. Okay, AD0.4 actually it comes under unlock to digital converter, or I'm going to use this pin as A out. Okay, or I can able to reserve for some other purpose, future purpose. Okay, now I'm going to explain in detail about pin select register and different operation available. Okay, now here in pin connect block, I told you already there'll be a three register: pin select 0, pin select 1, pin select 2. Okay, it's a read-write register. The size of each register is 32-bit. Now, just listen. Here I told you already there'll be a port 0. The port 0 has totally 32 pins, 32 lines. Port 0 contains 32 lines. That is P0.0. So we know there'll be P0.0 to P0.15 and P0.16 to P0.31. All these lines comes under port 0. Okay. The one more very important thing is we can able to use same pin for 4 different operations. We can able to use the single pin for 4 different purposes. But we can able to choose, we can able to use only for one operation. We can able to perform only one operation at a time. It's not possible to use the same pin for 4 different operations. Okay, we can able to use this pin for only one purpose, one operation. Then how to choose? That's why we are going to use 2 bits from pin select register. Okay, that's a 2 bits reserved for each pin. Each pin like P0.0, the reserved 2 bits, bit number 0, bit number 1 for P0.0 from pin select 0. Then for P0.1, the reserved bit number 2 and bit number 3, because if you go for a 2 bit, we can have 4 combinations 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Suppose if it is 0, 0, if you write 0, 0 here, then we can able to use P0.0 as GPIO port for input output. Just we can connect some LED, we can connect some switches. Okay, it's something like that. If it is 0, 1, then I can able to use P0.0 as a transmit data TXT pin. We can able to use this as what? TXT. Okay. Then if it is 1, 0, 1, 0, so there'll be something, there'll be operation called pulse width modulation. Okay. If it is 1, 1, it is reserved. Like that, the bit number 2 and bit number 3 is reserved for P0.1. So once again, we can have 4 combinations 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. If it is 0, 0, we can able to use this as general purpose input output. If it is 0, 1 here, 0, 1 here, 0, 1 for RxD. If it is 1, 0, PWM3. So same thing remaining also. Therefore, for 16 lines, okay, P0.0 to P0.15, we require 32 bits. Therefore, pin select 0 register is reserved for port 0, that is from P0.0 to P0.15. Therefore, for remaining port lines from port 0, we have to go for one more register, that is pin select 1. Once again, pin select 1, it's another 32-bit register. Once again, we reserve 2 bits for each line, that is P0.16. For this, the reserved bit number 0 and bit number 1 from pin select 1. In the same manner, suppose assume we have something like P0.25. It's very, very important. In my case, I'm going to use P0.25, okay, for DAC purpose, because we have to take the analog output at P0.25. Okay, we have to configure P0.25 as DAC output. Okay, DAC output, analog output. Therefore, the reserved bit number 18 and bit number 19 from pin select 1 for to selecting this P0.25. Suppose if it is 0, 0 here, 18 and 19 both are 0, 0, say 0, 0 here, then I'm going to use, we can able to use P0.25 as a normal GPIO general purpose input output. If it is 0, 1 here, 0, 1, if it is 0, 1, if you write 0, 1 in this bit, okay, what happened? We can able to use this as a ADC channel. Okay, then if it is 1, 0, see if it is 1, 0 here, we can able to use the P0.25 as analog output, analog output. Okay, it's a DAC. Okay, then if it is 1, 1, that is reserved. So the rest of things just you can go through depending upon your requirement. You can write appropriate value in this pin select register. Okay, for that is pin select 0 is used for P0.0 to P0.15, and pin select 1, it's another 32-bit register. 32-bit register, it is used for P0.16 to P0.31. So in this case, I'm going to concentrate on DAC. Therefore, we have to take the analog output at P0.25. Therefore, we have to configure P0.25 as AOUT, analog output. That's why we have to write 1, 0 here. If you write 1, 0, we can able to use P0.25 as AOUT. What is the meaning of AOUT? Analog out. So this point has to be connected to this pin, has to be connected to CRO. Okay, that is the main purpose. The rest of things just you can go through depending upon your application, you can use appropriately. Then there'll be one more register called pin select 2 register. Okay, pin select 2 register. The bit number 0 and 1 is reserved, and bit number that is 4 to 31. Bit number 4 to 31 is reserved. Here, bit number 2 and 3, just 2 bits are used. Suppose if bit number 2 is 0, then we can able to configure the pin number 26, P1.26 to P1.31 as GPIO. And if it is 1 here, we can able to configure P1.26 to P1.31 are used as a debug port. In the same way, if that bit number 3 is low, then we can able to configure P1.16 till P1.25 as GPIO pins, general purpose input output. If it is 1 here, we can able to configure P1.16 to P1.25 used as trace port. See, anyhow, we are not using these particular things here. As per my application, because I'm talking about DAC interface, in DAC interface, just I'm going to concentrate on P0.25. P0.25. Therefore, we have to write 10 here, 10 here. If it is 10, then I can able to use P0.25 as A out. A out stands for analog output. Now here just I'm going to concentrate only on that particular pin, only on that particular pin. That is, we know that pin select 1, it's a 32-bit register. It's a 32-bit register. Here bit number 0, here bit number 31. Out of 32-bit, I'm going to reserve bit number 18 and bit number 19 for P0.25. That is, if it is 00, if you write 00 here, you can able to use P0.25 as GPIO. If it is 01, that is 18.4, that is for ADC, and 10 here I'm talking about this for DAC. 10, if you write 10 here, then I'm going to configure P0.25 as A out, that is analog out. Therefore, whatever the analog information is there, that is available on this particular pin. Then if it is 11 here, that is reserved. Therefore, just we are going to concentrate on only on these 2 bits, right? Write 10 here. For rest of the things, it's a don't care. Just to make it simple, put 0 for remaining bits. Therefore, here, this is the binary data, that is 10 here. That is our required information. Then this is the hexadecimal equivalent of this. Okay, so 0, 0, 0 here, 1 followed by 3, 0, 1, 0, 0, there is nothing but 8. Therefore, 0x hexadecimal 0, 0, 0, 8, 0, 0, 0, 0. Therefore, we have to write this information, write this data into pin select 1 register. We know that pin select 1 is a 32-bit register. Pin select 1 is a what? 32-bit register. Therefore, once if we write this, then we are going to configure P0.25 as DAC output. That's a DAC output. That is very, very important step. Now, so this is your LPC 2148 microcontroller board. So this is your LPC 2148 microcontroller board. Okay, so we know that no need to connect external DAC. So there'll be on-chip DAC is there. The DAC is already available within this microcontroller. Just we have to configure according to our requirement. I told you already P0.25 is used to take the DAC output that is available here. Therefore, there will be P2, they're labeled as P2 and P3. This has to go to ground of a CRO probe. If you go for a CRO probe, there will be 2 terminals there. There is one is red, another one is black. The red, because it's a DC, the polarity is very important. Therefore, this has to go to P2 for positive. This for ground. Okay, this is the connection. Here we can able to generate any type of waveform, triangular waveform, square waveform, sine wave. So whatever it may, we can generate even character also. Okay, now here there'll be a CRO. Okay, this is CRO probe, and we have to take the output from this particular terminal. Next, I'm going to explain the programming part. Now, programming steps. What is first step? Configure P0.25. That is, we have to configure P0.25 as a out pin. Okay, I already explained about this particular step. So if you want to implement this, we have to go for this particular instruction. Once if you write this data into pin select 1, then we're going to configure P0.25 as A out, that is analog out for DAC. Okay, there you have to take the output. Okay, that is displayed on the CR. Now here, what is second step? We know that, say, inside the LPC2148 microcontroller, within this, we have a DAC. What type of DAC? We have 10-bit DAC. What's the meaning of 10-bit DAC? It's a 10-bit DAC in the sense we can able to write, means we can have 1024 values. We can able to generate the 1024 different analog values, different analog points, analog values. So that's why write 10-bit value, which we want to convert into analog form in the field of DAC register. Actually, there will be a register called DACR, DAC register. It is a 32-bit register. It is a 32-bit register. Okay, but we are not using the remaining bits. We are going to concentrate on bit number 6 to bit number 15. So from 6 to 15, we have totally 10 bits. So if you want to convert any digital data to equivalent analog, we have to write the digital value within this area. That is starting from 6 to 15. You are not supposed to write those digital value in the remaining bits. Okay, therefore we know that it's a 32-bit register. It's a read-write register. You can read as well as write. In this case, we are writing the appropriate digital value starting from 6 until 15. We have to write 10-bit value into this particular register. Okay, it's a 32-bit register. Okay, if you want to convert any digital value, we have to write the digital value in this field. Okay, now here, actually, suppose if we write 0 here. Okay, it's a, what is the size of this? That is 10-bit. From here to here, 10-bit. You're not supposed to use this. It is reserved. It is biased. It is also reserved. Okay, in our case, we have to write the appropriate digital value in this portion. If you write 0 here, then you get 0 volt. Okay, then if you write 1023, that is in decimal. If you write the binary value, that's all ones. The year 10 ones are there. If you write 10 ones here, what we'll get? We'll get 3.3 volt. That is 3.3 volt. We can able to measure on CRO. Therefore, we can able to generate the voltage from 0 to 3.3 volt. Therefore, how many points we can able to get? We can able to get 1024 points including 0. So using these points, we can able to draw any value, anything, any pattern on CRO. We can able, using this concept only, we can able to generate a triangular waveform. We can able to generate square waveform. We can able to generate the sawtooth waveform. We can able to generate sine waveform. We can able to generate different waveform on CRO by using this. That's why the name itself indicates the meaning of this. What is the meaning of DAC? Digital to analog converter. So digital to analog converter. We are going to write digital information here. Then it's going to convert equivalent analog, and that appears on P0.25. Okay, the analog output is available on P0.25. The first we have to configure P0.25 as A out, analog out, by using pin select one register. Already explained about that. So this is the instruction used for that purpose. Okay, any doubts here? Okay, therefore we have to write appropriate digital value here. If you write 0 here, the 0 volt appears on P0.25. If you write 1111 here, all ones, 10 ones, then 3.3 volt appears on P0.25. We have to write the program now. Okay, so this is the a program to generate a square wave. As usual, we have to include this LPC2148, then init DAC. So I told you already, we have to configure P0.25 to function as DAC. Therefore, this is the step. Then initially we have some value, some junk value in DACR, DAC register. It's a 32-bit register. We have to make it 0. I have to start from 0. Okay, that's the meaning of init DAC. It's one function. Then there will be one more function, write DAC. Write DAC. We are going to send some value. Okay, DAC value, that is unsigned in DAC value. Then we have to write these values starting from where? Starting from bit number 6. You are not supposed to write starting from 0. Okay, if you want to convert any digital value to equivalent analog, that value you have to write starting from 6. Starting from 6. That's why Here, suppose, assume, if you write this instruction like this, DACR equal to DAC value, without this, by the time what happened, it's going to write the value starting from bit 0, okay, bit 0 to bit 9, 0 to 9, that is 10 bit. But here we have to write the value starting from 6 to 15. We are going to use this because whatever the value available starting from bit number 6 to bit number 15, only that value will be converted. That value will be converted. That's very, very important. That's why, so before writing into this register, shift this value. That value means either it may be 0 or it may be 1 or it may be 2 or it may be 1023 in decimal, or this is a binary equivalent. We have to write into this. Then shift that value towards left how many times? 6 times. The shifted value will be written into DAC register. Then the data will be stored from this area. Then it will convert only that particular information to equivalent analog. Okay, that's the meaning of this. This is one function, init DAC, write DAC. Okay, in the main program, you're going to transfer appropriate value. Therefore, you're not supposed to write as it is. You have to write the shifted value. How many times you have to shift? I have to write this value 6 times towards left. Okay, shift the content of this value DAC towards left. How many times? 6 times. The shifted value will be written into DAC register. So this is the way. Okay. Next, a delay, because no, we need some delay in this case because we are talking about a square waveform. Therefore, somebody has to be there to decide on time as well as off time. If T on equal to T off, that is called a square wave. If T on is not equal to T off, it's not square wave. Okay, it's asymmetrical. It's not symmetric. Okay. Therefore, in this case, we have to make it high for some time. Then we have to make it low for some time. But here, we are going to decide the duration on time and off time. Therefore, we have to go for a delay. So it is nothing but a for loop. Okay, I already explained so many times about this delay program. Then here is your main program. Okay, init DAC, initialize DAC, already explained about that procedure. Then while one, it must be infinite loop. So it's a beginning of the main, it's the end of the main, it's the beginning of the while, it's the end of the while. It is your, it's a actually infinite loop. Then write DAC. Then if you execute this particular statement, what happened? It takes you to that function. Okay, that is write DAC. Here, what is the value of this? 0. Then shift that 0 how many times? 6 times. That is written into this register. Okay, that value will be written here. Okay, suppose this value. What you will get? I will get 0 volt. That 0 volt appears on A out. Okay, that appears on CRO. That is 0 volt. Okay, that job is completed. Then provide delay. This is off time because I'm sending 0, no? That is nothing but low. That is off time. We can say T off. Then write DAC 1023. Then once if you execute this particular function, it takes you to that function. So this function, what is the value? DAC value 1023. What is 1023? This is 1023. The binary equivalent of 1023 is this. 10 ones are there. Okay, that 10 ones is written starting from bit number 6. Okay, bit number 6 because of this. Okay, it's going to shift the 1023 towards left. How many times? 6 times. The shifted value is written into DAC register. Then it's going to convert that into equivalent analog output. Analog output, that is nothing but 3.3 volt. 3.3 volt, that is available on P0.25. Okay, then we have to make it high. For how much of time? This much of time. We have to call delay program. Okay, this decides after on time. This is on high. Therefore, this decides on time. Okay, here delay 100. Here also delay 100. Therefore, T on equal to T. That's a T off equal to T on. This is off time. This is on time. So if you want to vary, okay, if you want to vary, then you have to change this value. But here we are talking about square wave. In the case of square wave, T on must be equal to T off. That is very, very important. Correct? Na? So this decides low. Okay, 0 volt. This decides 3.3 volt. That is a maximum possible analog output we can able to generate. Okay, suppose if you put 512, that is off of this. Okay, therefore we can able to vary the voltage from 0 to 3.3 volt. That is maximum. Okay, it's not possible to generate more than that. Therefore, this is the way of controlling the amplitude of the waveform by changing this value. Okay, if you want to vary the frequency, you have to go for a delay. With the help of delay program, we can able to vary the frequency of the waveform. Okay, 1 kilohertz or 1 megahertz, whatever it may be, we can able to vary the frequency of the square wave by varying this value. Okay, that is, with the help of delay, we can able to vary the frequency, and by changing this value, we can able to vary the amplitude of the waveform. Okay, this is about a square wave. Then we have to generate the triangular waveform. So this is the program for that. We have to create separate a project for this. We have to type this program here. I told you already about init DAC, the same function. Okay, and here while actually it won't require a delay program. Delay program is not required. Now once again, while one means we know it's infinite loop, beginning of the while, end of the while, it's infinite loop. Then for I equal to 0, then 0 less than 1024, then conditions to it comes here, write DAC. First I'm writing a 0 into DAC register starting from bit number 6. Then it will get 0 volt. Then next I plus 1 less than 1024, then write DAC. I'm writing 1. It's going to generate equivalent analog output. We'll get another set of data like that, and keep sending 1023 data, digital value. Then it's going to convert that into equivalent analog output. We can able to see, because it's not happening at the same time, because it's going to it requires some amount of time. Therefore, we're going to get a slope like positive slope. Like that, you can generate a positive slope at the triangular waveform. That's a rising slope. By using this is for what? Rising. That is 0 to 1023, the 0 to 3.3 volt. Okay. Then next we have to draw another things. That's a falling slope. That is 3.3 volt to 0 volt. That's the purpose of using this particular for loop. Therefore, what is the purpose of using this? It's going to generate from 0 to 3.3 volt. Here from 3.3 volt to 0 volt. Therefore, it's going to create a waveform. Okay, the waveform is something like this. Okay, if we go for this, so this is actually example for a triangular. This is rising, this is falling, this is rising, this is falling, rising, falling. Therefore, here 0 to 3.3 volt and 3.3 volt to 0 volt. So that is the purpose of using this particular for loop. This is for rising, this is for falling, this is for 0 to 3.3 volt, this is for 3.3 to 0 volt, and we have to repeat same thing infinitely. Therefore, we can able to get continuous triangular waveform. So this is the way. Okay. Thanks for watching. So don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any doubts, you can write in a comment section. Okay. So try to practice in our lab. So all the best. Okay. Thank you very much.